Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking one of the absolute most dynamic cities in the entire world. Look, relocating to Dubai in 2026 is an incredible opportunity, for sure. But the days of just showing up with a suitcase and hoping for the best? Yeah, those are officially over. Today's Dubai is a highly sophisticated, maturing market. It deeply rewards clear, pragmatic thinking, and honestly, it can really punish careless decisions. So we're going to map out exactly how to plan your move step by step. We'll help you dodge those common pitfalls and set yourself up for total success. Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at securing your golden visa, finding the right school, navigating the property market, public transit versus driving, and finally, essential culture and laws. Section 1. Securing your golden visa. So for investors and professionals, the golden visa is pretty much the ultimate gateway. But before we get totally swept away in all the online hype, I want to pose this question directly to you. What does it actually guarantee? It is so vital that we ground ourselves in the real 2026 reality of what this visa does, and just as importantly, what it doesn't do for you. Now, what's really interesting here is when you contrast the two options. The sheer freedom of the golden visa stands out immediately. It's completely self-sponsored, meaning you aren't tied down to a specific employer. It's valid for 5 or 10 years, and this is huge. The usual rule that instantly cancels your visa if you spend 6 months outside the UAE, that doesn't apply here. Plus, you can easily sponsor your spouse and kids of any age. Now compare that to the standard 2 to 3 year visa. That one strictly ties you to a company and comes with pretty rigid family income limits. Oh, and keep in mind that for 2026, Dubai has actually expanded the discretionary categories for the golden visa. It now includes teachers, nurses, and get this, even gaming and esports professionals. 2 million dirhams. This is absolutely the crucial threshold number to keep in your head. If you're going the real estate route, owning property worth 2 million dirhams qualifies you. And yes, that still works even if the property is mortgaged, as long as that's the title deed value. You can also qualify by just holding this amount in a 2-year bank deposit. But hey, if you aren't looking to deploy that kind of capital up front, there is the salaried professional route. That requires a minimum monthly salary of 30,000 dirhams alongside an attested bachelor's degree. All right, let's pragmatically bust a few of the biggest myths floating around right now. Simply holding a golden visa does not guarantee you a bank account. Banks are still going to rigorously check your source of funds. It also does not automatically make you a tax resident. You still have to meet physical presence requirements and grab a completely separate tax residency certificate to claim any treaty benefits. Also remember, this is a residency program, not a path to citizenship. And for the Web3 folks tuning in, crypto does not count directly toward that 2 million dirham threshold. You literally have to convert it into a qualifying fiat asset first. Section 2. Finding the right school. I cannot stress this piece of advice enough. Choose the school first, and the house will come later. You might end up moving twice otherwise. Why? Because the morning school run is universally considered the absolute worst hour of the day in Dubai. A simple 12-kilometer commute can easily stretch from 22 minutes to a brutal 65 minutes in rush hour traffic. You really, really want to live within a 15-minute drive of your school. Proximity is just crucial. And this breakdown brilliantly illustrates the diverse curriculum landscape. British schools definitely dominate at 38%, followed by American and Indian curriculums at 15% each, and the IB at 13%. But here's a very critical warning for you. The top-tier British and American schools, they are massively oversubscribed. We are talking about extreme 8 to 24-month waiting lists. Seriously, do not wait until you land in Dubai to start those school applications. Okay, let's talk numbers. School fees in Dubai generally fall into 4 tiers. You've got budget, starting around 8,000 dirhams, climbing all the way up to the elite schools, which can charge upwards of 150,000 dirhams annually. But I've got to deliver a hard truth here. That tuition, that's just the headline. Hidden extras, things like mandatory transport, uniforms, and various school fund contributions will easily slap another 30% to 45% on top of those published fees. You absolutely must build your budget around the true all-in number. Section 3. Navigating the property market. So the crucial point to remember as we look at real estate is this. Dubai in 2026 is still incredibly strong, but it is no longer effortless. The market is maturing. We're moving away from those wild double-digit price spikes we saw during the post-pandemic boom. Now we're settling into a much more sustainable 5 to 8% annual price growth. To really understand this, we need to look at the 4 massive forces driving the 2026 market.
We still have immense demand from both overseas and local buyers. We have staggering population growth. Dubai has officially blown past 4.03 million residents. That is roughly 470 new residents arriving every single day. However, we also have a lot of increasing housing supply hitting the market and massive off-plan momentum making up over 70% of transactions. All this incoming supply means that, as a buyer today, you have to be highly selective. Not every single building is just a guaranteed winner anymore.
If you're looking at real estate purely as an investment, you need to adopt this strict underwriting checklist. You got to ask yourself, who is the actual likely tenant for this unit? How much competing stock is being built literally right next door? What is your true net return after factoring in service charges? And honestly, does the math still work if rent growth completely cools down? In 2026, generic, undifferentiated inventory is going to struggle, but high-quality family communities with real lifestyle appeal, those will continue to thrive.
Section 4. Public transit versus driving.
Let's move on and see how you'll actually get around the city every day. We've got two very different options. On one side, Dubai's excellent public transit. It's totally integrated with a single Knoll card. It completely avoids expensive downtown parking and Salik toll gates, and the metro is fully air-conditioned and eco-friendly. On the flip side, private driving offers ultimate flexibility. It's virtually essential for families juggling multiple school runs, and it perfectly solves that last-mile dilemma in suburban areas where the metro just doesn't reach. Let's put a real price tag on it to put it into perspective. 500 dirhams. That's the typical monthly transit spend for a single person using public transport. It's incredibly affordable. Now, compare that to buying a car, paying annual insurance, dealing with routine maintenance, and then getting hit for 4 to 6 dirhams for every single peak hour Salik toll parsing. The cost difference is just vast. And that's exactly why so many Sabi residents adopt a hybrid approach. They'll drive to a metro station, park there, and take the train in to avoid downtown traffic and parking fees altogether. Section 5. Essential culture and laws. Let's look at what actually catches expats out, because honestly, there are a lot of misconceptions here. First off, negative social media posts about the UAE or even local businesses can violate cybercrime laws. While alcohol is perfectly legal for non-Muslims over 21 at licensed venues, public intoxication and drinking and driving carry severe consequences. There is a strict, and I mean strict, zero-tolerance policy for any drug residue. Yes, that literally includes CBD products that might be perfectly legal back in your home country. Things like offensive gestures, taking photos of people without their consent, and bouncing a check can also land you in legal trouble quickly. Now, it is worth noting that unmarried cohabitation is entirely legal now, which reflects Dubai's modern tolerance. But a fundamental respect for Islamic principles and federal law, that remains absolutely non-negotiable. Well, we've covered a tremendous amount of ground in this explainer today, from the hard realities of the golden visa and those crazy school wait lists, to the maturing property market and the essential laws that govern daily life in the city. The overarching theme here is pretty simple. A successful relocation to Dubai in 2026 requires discipline, planning, and a highly pragmatic mindset. The city offers phenomenal rewards, but it demands your respect and your thorough preparation. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought based on everything we've unpacked today. Dubai in 2026 rewards clearer thinking. Are you ready to make your move?